Welcome back to Coastal Compass, allegedly a podcast. Today we are talking pest control with Casey Roberts from Prewett Pest Control. That's Prewett Pest Control.
All right, but we're a little shy on our typical Levi's got some deathly disease.
We're missing Levi for sure.
I caught him in a snap trap.
He's in some trap. We're gonna have to get him to give us a much better excuse than he gives Jason for when he's not gonna show up.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Casey, all right, so we're bumbling through this. Let's get to the
Let's get into it now.
So, where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Slidell, Louisiana.
All right.
Oh, exit 266, the drive-through daiquiri. On Fridays.
You can get a bunch of, there's a lot of spots.
All right, so we're
That
going to
starts the drive-through daiquiri.
See, these Alabama
Gauntlet.
guys don't know anything.
Yes, I do. I know that Sunday, when I'm coming back from the Saints game, I will be stopping at exit 266 in Slidell and buying a gallon because it's $5 off.
Is that daiquiris and cream or?
No, it's daiquiris now.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Now they just built a second one right there at that exit.
Yeah.
So, grew up in Slidell.
Grew up in Slidell. I spent half my life, my young life in Louisiana, and the other half in Massachusetts.
That's two different accents.
It is, and I have them both. They each come out individually depending upon who I'm talking to or where I'm at.
Well, see, I can pick up the South Louisiana accent because my North Louisiana accent is not fun to listen to.
So,
Way too rednecky.
How long were you in Slidell? You grew up there until you were how old?
Oh God, I went back and
How many years were you in Slidell? How many years were you in Massachusetts?
I was in Massachusetts for probably I'd say 15 in each, roughly 15 in each. Couple up there, couple down. Couple back north, couple back down south.
Okay.
I had parents that lived in two different regions of the country, so I got to experience a lot of different things, and it has been incredible.
Are you a Saints fan or a Patriots fan?
I am, I guess, I'm a Saints fan
Because right
but
now
I can't
it's
deny
hard to
the
be
Patriots.
both.
Yeah,
I grew up in Boston. When I moved to Boston for the second time, I was 17. I was working at U-Haul.
Okay.
And we brought the little TV out on a Sunday because the manager wasn't there, and they didn't really care too much anyway. But we watched a quarterback by the name of Drew Bledsoe go down on the field.
Yep.
And some unknown guy running in off the field named Tom Brady, of course. And so that was the first game I saw of him, and I probably watched every single game for the next 10 years after that. So I'm a Patriots fan for sure.
Yep.
But when it comes to the Saints versus the Patriots, I'm glad that they're not in the same conferences, so I can root for both of them.
Well, like I said, it's hard to be a fan of both of them right now. I mean, at least the Patriots have an excuse. The Saints are just...
But the Patriots beforehand were losers for their entire existence.
So,
well, they at least made it to the playoffs. I mean, they made it to a Super Bowl once or twice.
Yeah, like maybe I think once or twice before my time.
Okay.
So,
all right. So what got you? How'd you get to? Now, are you on this side of the bay or across the bay?
I live in Midtown, actually. I live in
nice.
Midtown. I was living in Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Okay.
About 6 or 7 years ago, decided to move back to the Gulf Coast to be closer to my roots, family in Louisiana. My father had moved to Dauphin Island.
Okay.
And I was coming out of a 6-year relationship as a young man, you know.
Sure.
And so I needed a change, and I came to Alabama. And I've never looked back since I got here.
No,
I never
Midtown's
expected
nice
it.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, Midtown's fun. That's how. Because when I first moved here, I lived in Midtown. Got married in '98, and my wife said we're living over here. And that's
What part of Midtown?
I was right on Dolphin Street. Those little townhouses across from the gas company.
Yeah.
I was right after they had cleaned them up.
Yeah, that's nice.
So where in Midtown are you?
I'm very close to that. But I guess more of the government street, like Costco area, the far
Okay.
west edge of Midtown,
I got you.
basically.
I got you.
Okay.
So, all right.
Florida Street and whatnot.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
When you're going out in Midtown or in downtown, what's your like top 3 restaurants you're going to hit?
By far, without a doubt, the Haberdasher every time.
All right.
The Haberdasher has been my sole nightlife venue since I got here, if one could have that. I went there. I was single at that time when I just moved here. I went there and I was working for a different company. We had that account.
Okay.
And I immediately was like, this is the best bar, in my opinion.
They do a good job. Yeah.
At that, right. And so I immediately called them and said, I'm going to give you a free termite inspection. And I went down and I met everybody, Nod and the whole crew. And it is by far the best place. And I even got engaged on the balcony. Nod set me up with a table and a couple bottles of champagne. It was a nice time. There will always be a piece of that in with my family.
I got you. That's cool.
So yeah, and then Chuck's Fish was my spot until Reza left.
All right.
With that, what do they call it? The donkey on crack roll. Have you ever had that?
No.
No.
It sounds something.
It is incredible.
Okay.
It is incredible. It's about $30 for just that one roll, but it is whenever I'm celebrating something.
That's where you're going.
That's where I go get that, and I don't even think it's on the menu right now. But if you go in there, you can get that. And then let's see, number 3 place, just a general place that I go to a lot, is also in Midtown. Of course, it's Lost Pizza, and
No, I hadn't
I
heard
don't
of that.
know that one.
Yeah.
it's a great pizza restaurant. They hail from like Jackson, Mississippi, and they have like or Hattiesburg maybe somewhere.
Okay.
And they have this like blues theme, and the pizzas are named, the Otis and all of that. So
Okay, so
That's
where
probably
in
my
town
top
is
3.
that? Where actually is?
Florida Street and Old Shell,
Oh, so it's up there by
right by Cammy's Old Dutch.
Cammy's Old
and-
Dutch. The Publix is right
Yep,
there.
the Publix, Butch Cassidy's,
Butch
which
Cassidy's.
is another great place that I love to
I've
go
always
to.
liked Butch Cassidy's. Since I don't work in Mobile anymore, I don't get over there very much to see Butch Cassidy in a long time. I haven't been over there in a long time.
All right, have you found the food pack yet on Old Shell?
Yes. We get, what do we get?
I was there Saturday.
Jean Marie, she loves this Greek spread that they have. It may be the wrong word for it, but it's like this olive oil and like Greek. Spread.
I got their olive salad last time and the couscous salad plus one of their gyros.
So are you making a muffalata out of that onion, out of the olives?
Eventually, well, I bought. Abigail's coming in Saturday.
Oh,
She's
nice.
flying in. My
Nice.
daughter's Abigail, and she absolutely loves muffaletas. So I was like, all right, let me try this out. Of course, I bought like a quart of it. And
Yeah.
I'm down
Yeah.
to.
Of course you are.
You were in Cocoa Beach.
Yep, moved to Mobile
Okay.
in 2017.
All right.
Yep, and got a job in the termite industry August 2nd,
Okay.
2017.
Tell me about Prewett and what's going on with you there.
Oh, Prewett Pest Control is an amazing company. It's the best company that I've ever worked for. From the owner of the company, who is incredible, all the way down to my district manager, all the way down, the technicians, even our office dog, our German Shepherd Mia, who scarily greets everybody with her loud bark as they come through the door. But
Your ownership is from Alabama then.
from Alabama, from Auburn.
Okay.
Been in business, in the insurance business for 15 years. Just recently sold that, like this month or last month,
Oh, wow.
to dedicate more of his time to the pest control operation, which is now in Auburn, Fairhope, and Tuscaloosa.
Okay. Really, basically the 3 cool towns.
I think
In
he
the
wanted to go to watch maybe some
football
games and then hit the beach or something.
So how long you been with Prewett?
I've been with Prewett for 2.5 years now. May made 2 years for me, so roughly 2.5 years.
All right. So with us, with real estate folks, pretty much whenever we just want to, this is a bit of a real estate podcast, but
Sure.
whenever we make an offer on a house,
Yeah.
within seconds we can get an home inspection set up. They come in, they do their things. We always like to do the termite inspection or the
Wood infestation report.
Yeah, the wood infestation
WIR.
report, WIR. We like to do that a couple of days later.
Yep.
But for y'all, we want to set y'all. We want to get on your books as soon as possible.
Absolutely. It's the smartest thing. And as a matter of fact, I even recommend calling me to go do pre-inspections, things, drive-bys, things like that, where if you have a client that has had problems with termite in the past or has known someone, they're termite sensitive, if you will, and they're looking at a house, just call me, hey, Case, go look. I went to one today. I had to run all the way back from Fairhope just to take care of somebody in Theodore, just to get all the way back over here for the podcast.
Oh, wow.
But it's what you got to do. Y'all are so important to
Well,
me
I got one.
and our business.
We'll talk after we get off. I got one
Yeah.
for you. I want to do the pre-check on.
Absolutely. But
so-
it's always good to do that. And then
That's smart. I love that. Now, one of the things we learned with the Terminex lawsuit is Baldwin County and Mobile County, we got a lot of termites. Highest
are not
concentration in the United States.
Is that true?
Yeah. We can't emphasize enough how important it is.
Yes.
And there are certain things we can do as homeowners to maybe protect our house a little bit, like not putting wood directly in the dirt.
Absolutely, that's a huge one.
Okay,
That's
so
a
talk
huge
to me
one.
a little bit about if I'm a homeowner and I can look at the house and see, oh, that's an issue, or maybe not so. So what can you tell me about that?
From somebody that's been in the business now for a little while and doing it as a homeowner, what I would look at my own house, it would be step one: do I have a slab foundation or a crawl space? If I have a slab foundation, I'm looking to see, are there any cracks that are forming that are visible? There will always be some cracks somewhere that you can't see in some part of the house, but at least if you can see what's visible, you can see if there's any dirt that's being built up in there.
Okay.
Or if you have a crawl space, you want to look at the foundation walls, see if any mud tubes are coming up, see if you have any wood to earth contacts that have termites coming up inside of them. So that would be step one.
Okay.
Second step would be to call Prewett Pest Control to put Centricon bait stations down around your house.
I was wondering if y'all use Centricon. It seems like that's a popular brand to use.
As far as the information that I have right now, in my experience, it's the only thing to use.
Wow.
So
'Cause they
there
had
are
to-
other products, of course, but I can't even imagine how many thousands of homes I've been to at from 2 to 10 a day over the course of 7 years. So, call it 5 a day, split the difference. And the only homes that I've ever seen that haven't had some other anomaly or whatnot that have had termite activity are homes that have had liquid termiticide treatments. I've never gone into a competitor's property or customer's home that had Centricon and found termites in there.
Because we had, because they had to come. We just built a new house, and they had to come and we have concrete on 3/4 of our house, basically. Yeah. But they had to come and core drill to put the Centricon into the concrete.
Circles about 2 inches.
Yeah.
About 2 inches.
And I was surprised, like, well, it's concrete. Why do you have to put that in there? But it's actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but it like puts a fortification around the entire house so they can't come in one way and then go another. Is that true?
Basically, what happens is if you have a Formosan colony, let's go with the worst of the worst. We have 2 kinds here, or more than that actually, but 2 main kinds of Formosan being the worst of the 2. A Formosan colony may have 2 million individuals in it.
And how big would that be? Like the size of the table here? Or?
It just depends. I can't really, I don't really know the volume wise. Like I'm not really sure about that, but that's after they're fully mature. They don't, and so the queen will produce about, for Formosans, 97% of her production goes into foraging termites. So you have 2 million termites, 97, what are we talking?
1.9 million.
1.9 million. Yeah. And so their job is to continually go out into the soil and fan out, leaving pheromone trails underneath the dirt in the tunnels that they walk through so that they can navigate. When they find food, they mark it with a certain pheromone and then eat it, digest it, and walk back to the colony, leaving a trail behind them, basically. So
Wow.
we put our stations in the ground with so many, with the massive amount of foraging termites that are out there just from one Formosan colony.
Sure.
They're bound to hit one of the baits. So what we do is we tighten up. The way that Prewett Pest Control does it is we put them in the ground like every 3 to 4 steps. So every 8 to 10 feet. And then we drop an active bait core inside of that can wipe out 20 million termites. And then we scan everything in and we walk 3 or 4 more steps and we repeat that process so that you have an incredible defense system surrounding your home by the time we're done with it.
Can you talk to me about the difference in a bond or the different types of bonds?
Sure.
Like, I think I've got some that they'll replace, they'll rebuild, they'll just retreat. So
Yep.
what's the difference in all that?
Normally there's 2 different types of residential agreements. One being a retreatment agreement, which says that basically what happens is that a company says, I'm a little scared of this house for this reason, that reason, that reason, or whatever, construction. And they'll say, okay, well, we'll give you a service, but we're going to put on paper that we're not responsible for any damages if they should arise. And then the other one is a damage replacement guarantee.
Okay.
The damage replacement guarantee everyone wants, but as time goes by, fewer and fewer people are eligible to receive because tightening insurance standards.
All right, and that's what it is. It's an insurance policy, basically.
It is. It's not technically,
Okay, but it acts and
but it is.
walks like a duck, smells like
Yes.
quacks like a duck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a guarantee from us. It's a promise from us that if you maintain your agreement and pay us money, if we fail, we will,
So this
compensate
house
for
I'm
it.
looking at, 1920s build, Old Town, or Midtown Mobile. Odds of me getting a replacement are pretty thin, maybe.
It's on a crawl space
Yeah,
in Midtown.
yeah.
Miracles can happen.
Okay.
Miracles can happen.
All right, but
That's one way. See, he
But
didn't
here's-
say no. I like
no,
that.
and that's fine. But here's what I'm looking at. So if y'all are going to do it, it's going to be hard to find anybody that'll do it.
There are a couple companies out there, and just in case their policies have changed, I won't mention their names, but
Sure.
there are some companies out there that are doing it. It's been my experience that they are very, very, very expensive. And what their claim to fame are not only like crawl spaces, like where it's not ideal, but also spray foam is another big
That's
one.
a bad deal because that was the very first question they asked us when we were getting our termite bond for the new house was, what's your insulation? Is it spray foam? Because he couldn't do it if it was spray foam.
So why is that such a big deal?
People, the industry is nervous about treating homes with spray foam because you can't see behind the spray foam.
Okay.
And that's one, but you can't see behind drywall either, right? So what's the difference? Well, the spray foam is at the roof where damage can happen and moisture can collect. So that it kind of exacerbates the problem.
So we had Debbie Clark on recently, and Debbie has an excellent background in landscaping, and she kind of hazed me about my house a little bit because I've got too many leaves sitting on top of the roof right now.
Okay, yeah.
So that's an issue.
Well, it can be because leaves are cellulose material.
Yeah.
But so isn't all of the, plywood. Leaves can also increase moisture. Termites can't. So the Formosan termite has the unique ability to live outside of the ground if the conditions are right.
Okay.
The Formosans are an invasive species. After World War II, we were building suburbs and needed wood, so we got a whole bunch of wood from Asia. In came the Formosan termites.
Wow.
Just like they could live on those ships transporting that wood without any soil, just wood and water. And it was, I bet a lot of it was salt water too. They survived that trans-Pacific crossing and, came to America.
And they're all over the place now.
And they are the most dominant species here and the most damage causing. Their numbers can swell. They can have multiple queens. They can live like in a hole in your roof or your siding if water is getting in and they have that moisture. And so they got wood, right? They got shelter, of course, it's your house, and then they got water. They can make what's called an aerial infestation. Or
wow!
Build
Okay.
a carton nest, and so that's a real big factor on why we don't treat spray foam homes.
Tell me what the general population, general homeowner, absolutely positively has to know.
What they have to know as far as it relates to our industry
Yep.
is that every single step that you take, you have probably walked over at least one termite. That they are here and that, if you don't protect yourself, they will come for you. There's only 2 different types of houses in Alabama, in lower Alabama, and that's homes that have had termites and homes that are going to get them. So if you don't protect yourself, they will hit you.
Okay.
It is. I tell people, you might be that one guy, that 180-year-old man that said, I never had termite control. And most of those ones that tell me that, they're selling their house. A lot of times I find termite damage and I'm like,
They just don't know it's there.
They don't
I
know.
just don't know.
Okay.
know.
What's the easiest way to get in touch with you?
Best way to get in touch with me is my cell phone,
Okay.
right? 251-979-5275.
Yeah, and we'll put it up on whenever they see the podcast. They'll see it blinking, and we'll definitely put it down
Absolutely.
below.
Thank you so much. And then also, we have an office locally right here in Fairhope where
Okay.
we service Baldwin County, Mobile County, and soon to be Mississippi. I just passed my Mississippi state licensing
Nice.
exam.
All right, good for you.
That was last week.
Does it cost to bring you out?
No, it never costs for an inspection.
Okay.
We can come out, we can do a consultation, an inspection, pre-inspection, whatever you need. It never costs anything unless we come to an agreement and you say, yes, I would like your service. And then from that point, we do the paperwork and we set up the installation
Okay.
after that.
Outside of termites, what else can we do?
Rats are a big thing right now.
Oh, all right.
It's from, Bayou La Battery to Fairhope to Orange Beach, like all the way through. This is rat season, so that's what you're going to see. Mice as well, of course.
Yeah.
Vertebrates trying to get outside, get inside, get away from the cold. Outdoor cockroaches, also known as peridomestic cockroaches. German roaches are big.
All right, so
So
the
the
German roaches are a little
Small,
bitty ones.
right?
What are the palmetto bugs?
Palmetto bugs is just a local term, basically.
Yeah.
But the technical word, there's the domestic, and then there's the peridomestic. The peridomestic would be all of the ones that live outside, and sometimes you see them in the house.
Right. Okay.
Versus the German roach, which only lives inside. It's a domestic species, so restaurants, people's kitchens. It doesn't walk through the lawn to get into your house. You have to bring it in there, kind of like bed bugs.
And it's like I was in the restaurant business for years. Every time you get a delivery, there's cockroaches in that
There's a
cardboard.
absolutely. There's a day with everything.
Every box that you bring in your
Everything
house
that comes
there's
into a
possibility.
restaurant is a potential threat to that restaurant.
100%.
As you know, your shipments of food, but a purse or a backpack or customers in their clothing, and
I'm just thinking of all the Amazon boxes getting delivered right
Correct.
now.
That's right. And some of them will definitely have cockroaches in them.
Absolutely,
No doubt about it.
absolutely. It's part of
No doubt about
it's
it.
part of my spiel to customers. It's
And it should be because they don't have any clue.
No, they don't.
Yep. And you get with the funny thing about the German cockroaches, if you have a female German cockroach and she mates one time, she doesn't ever have to see another male ever again for the rest of her life, and she will continuously pump out egg pods or oothekas full of babies.
Holy cow.
I think she has about 6 cycles.
The human is the dominant species. But if you just look at the number of roaches,
Yeah.
they're so winning.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is that you talk about how we have so many extinct species going away. Why can't we get rid of the damn cockroaches or these Formosan termites? Come on, man.
Yeah. They do have their role in nature, of course. The roach provides for the food chain.
Okay.
Also cleans up like old debris, things like that. The termite cleans the forest.
If you could change anything about living down here or on this side of the bay or the other side of the bay, what would it be?
Would be another way to get across the bay more south. Yeah, that's probably the worst. That's literally, I love this area so much. That's probably the worst.
See,
thing
You're talking about the bridge
area.
going back into Mobile.
Yeah, if you're working in, Bon Secours or, Orange Beach or Gulf Shores, and
It's
then
an
you
hour
got
and
to
a
do a
half.
job in Theodore, and, well, you got to take that ride,
Are you strictly residential or do y'all do commercial also?
We do tons of commercial. Actually, I got my start in this business doing commercial pest control.
Okay.
Yep, that was my main focus for about 2 or 3 years with another company before, and then that company gave me a little promotion to Atlanta, sent me to Atlanta.
Anything we're missing?
Yeah,
Anything
what-
we're missing that you wanted to touch on
what did we
tonight?
not touch on that you were expecting?
The reason why I'm here, just get out the message that we have at Prewett Pest Control of 5-star customer service.
Yes.
Not only for regular customers that call in, but also for me, most importantly, for real estate agents, because y'all are just everything to me as far as lead generation.
Yep.
And I know that you make my life so much easier, when y'all like me, and that's literally all it has to happen. But I also know that I have to show up. I have to call you back if I missed your call. I have to send the paperwork right away. I got to be there,
And
right.
Prewett is absolutely one of, if not the best to work with.
We thank you, sir. We
100%
try.
agree.
So commercial, residential, they can call you and you can talk to them about it.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Casey, for coming in.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank y'all so much for watching. We appreciate your time as always. Please give us a like and a subscribe. That really helps out the algorithm, and we need the help. And just on behalf of me, Chris, and Missing Levi, thank you so much. We appreciate it. If you want to be a guest, down below, give us a contact. This is Coastal Compass, allegedly a podcast.